Welcome everybody back to new episode of Buzz in the Box. I'm your host, Mauro Bazzario, here with you on another beautiful Monday. We had a beautiful, excellent, wild weekend full of some rivalries. Let's just jump right into it because, before this is old news, you got to stay in the know. Beautiful weekend of exciting rivalries like the Subway Series, the Interstate 70 Series, the Chicago Series. Some people call them the Battle of Pennsylvania, the old scoreboard, the Poop Series when it's 0-0. But, man, we're going to be leading off now with the still, man, I feel like we talk about this every other video. The red hot Tampa Bay Rays playing much better than those Devil Rays used to play. Those uniforms are freaking sick. The Sunshine State Series went the way of the Rays, although the Marlins are not just pesky, like they have a competitive team this year. They are not a rollover anymore. You have to come to play when you face the Miami Marlins with some of the young, hungry guys that they got. It was 2-1 in the series over the Marlins after taking Sunday's game, did those Tampa Bay Rays. 6-3, powered by home runs from Dandy Yandy Diaz and, of course, Junior Caminero. That guy is just obliterating baseballs, and he's been doing it since last year. If you get your hands on Junior Caminero, hold on to it with absolute dear life. It was 6-3 Rays on Sunday. Tampa now, I believe, the first team in the American League to 30 wins. Now, that is unbelievable. First team to 30 wins for the Rays. They've been on a tear for, going on a better part of 2 weeks now. That's not really surprising to see that they won the series, but for a rivalry, especially this weekend, we have to be keeping an eye on a lot of those. Don't get it twisted. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I think you can. If not, let me know down in the comments. But if it's not too late, we're just going to press on because nothing waits for nobody in the news of baseball. And we strive for excellence here at Buzz in the Box. Something doesn't go your way, you just got to put your head down, keep stepping up to the plate, and keep plugging no matter what. Somebody that really stepped up to the plate all weekend was our Freeway Series, the series of the Los Angeles Dodgers and I think I got this right, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. That's old news now. They're still playing in Anaheim. The Angels outscored by the Dodgers, not for a game. This is the whole series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Angels outscored 31-3 by the Dodgers. That is an absolute whooping. They got schmacked. Probably mention this, one of these games a little bit in our next segments coming up later, but stay tuned for Boxed Out. But wow, a really, really rough go for the Halos against the Dodgers in Anaheim. So I'm going to say that the fan base was mostly wearing blue in those seats last night. The Washington Nationals, they started looking pretty interesting to us last week, and their offense is still absolutely bumming and burning right now. They took their series against the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore did salvage the game on Sunday after dropping the games Friday and Saturday night. Gunnar Henderson got things started with a home run in the first inning on his way to a 4-hit game. Man, if we had to do certified dog just for Sunday, it'd be pretty hard for it not to be Gunnar Henderson. So we know we're going to hear his name called again. Gunnar Henderson, 4-hit game, including a home run. Now with 10 on the year, he's starting to pick it up a little bit. So some of these buzz balls, don't be surprised if you hear Gunnar Henderson's name coming up. Other familiar names on the Orioles, both these guys, Kobe Mayo and Colton Cowser, both hit 2-run home runs, solidifying that for the Orioles against the Nationals. Young up-and-coming guy trying to make a name for himself, Jacob Young, went yard for the Nationals. He's done that in back-to-back games. It looks like he got hurt this afternoon against the Mets in their series. That game is approaching the 5th inning now as we're coming at you a little bit late over here on a Monday evening. Thank you so much for joining us today to keep you reminded and refreshed about what happened yesterday, what's coming up, and why it actually matters. Colton Cowser, Kobe Mayo both hit 2-run home runs after Gunnar Henderson's 4-hit game. He had the home run in the first. The Orioles win the last game of the series against the pretty impressive looking Washington Nationals. Let's keep an eye on them, and hopefully Jacob Young isn't hurt too much. We saw him grabbing at his leg after running to first base earlier. Jacob Weimer came and replaced him to pinch run. I think he came around to score as well, so already having an impact. We'd like to look for that. I think the Nationals, maybe I'm hitting a foul ball on this. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. But I think the Washington Nationals are now in the top 3 of runs scored in Major League Baseball. Can't really think of anybody who had that planned at this point of the year. So that's pretty impressive. And honestly, they have the youth and the speed to kind of sustain that and do some damage. So, will we see them in the playoffs? Not likely, but they're looking to go on a little bit of a run right now. And if they get some slightly more consistent starting pitching, I think they were the only team whose starting rotation at the beginning of the year, the only team ranked under the Colorado Rockies rotation, and that's never a good thing for you. No disrespect at all. It's hard to pitch there, although one of these videos coming up, Japanese veteran Tomoyuki Sugano is having a pretty decent season there, maybe trying to figure out how to pitch in Coors Field, which kind of only person that can come to mind. My day I liked him a lot, but he was known as a hitting pitcher, was Mike Hampton, and Ubaldo Jimenez. If anybody overtakes his expertise and accolades as far as Colorado Rockies pitchers go, we'll see about that. I know when they had, let me know if you remember these guys down in the comments. They were going to be like the next 2 guys for the Rockies was Jeff Francis and Jason Jennings were going to be 2 young, hot, up-and-coming starting pitchers for the Rockies. Didn't they? I think pretty sure Jeff Francis had a pretty good career. Didn't exactly pan out how they wanted it. Just something that came to mind thinking of the Mile High City. Nationals top 3 in runs scored right now. Unbelievable, an exciting young team. Imagine if they ever get Dylan Cruz going again down there, the second overall pick after Paul Skeens from LSU a few years ago. Still in the minors this year. I think he figures it out eventually, but you know what? If a lot of these other young guys are hitting good, then no rush for Dylan Cruz. When he gets right, he'll get right, and I think he'll be ready. Speaking of a team that was not ready, the Pittsburgh Pirates got absolutely wrecked by the Philadelphia Phillies in the Pennsylvania series, or Poop series to some with the scoreboard, P-O-0-0-P. Philly not only swept the Pirates, they shut them out 6-0 Saturday and Sunday. So you thought you had a rough weekend waking up? Wow, bad day for the Buccos. Last 2 games of the series, 6-0 each game. Zach Wheeler was absolutely lights out, racking up 8 Ks, only 4 hits allowed, 7 shutout innings for Zach Wheeler, turning back the clock. It wasn't even close by how far he outdueled. Yes, Paul Skeens pitched one of these games that they lost 6-0. He took the loss with 5 earned runs and 5 innings pitched. Not a great particular start for Mr. Skeens, it was, but he's going to be just fine. The Pittsburgh Pirates, I don't know about that. This is about right before the time of the year where they start, and man, it would be so cool to see if they got good, but they just they can't get any consistency. To shout out our rivalry weekend, a lot of the we had the I-75 series with the Royals and Cardinals, Subway series, which I was obviously most excited for. We had the Battle of Ohio, so I'm wearing my rivalry showdown It's double A. It's the Somerset Patriots and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. I saw them do battle a couple summers ago, one of my first minor league games, so I'm starting a big minor league hat collection, so more stuff like this is going to be coming through. Figured it was perfect for our Subway Series talk. And if you haven't checked out our latest video short on the guys who are crushing it the most in Double A right now, or some guys to keep your eye on for your dynasty leagues, check those out. We just released it the other day. You can't miss it, and it won't take up too much of your time. Chock full of information for you. We are working hard here at Buzz in the Box day and night. We appreciate all the support. It means more than you know. Moving on after getting through our leading off news. It was a pretty nice day for the Cleveland, a pretty nice weekend for the Cleveland Guardians. They took the last two games in the series versus the Cincinnati Reds after losing by 1 run Friday night, so they didn't let that get to them mentally. You just have to buckle down and remember this, just like your fantasy matchup during the week, this is a grind. The Ohio series going the way of the Cleveland Guardians. They hit the most home runs they hit in a single game since 2019. Man, that feels forever ago. This timeline is a little messed up if you ask me. Since 2019, cap off they lost only the first game by 1 run. It was a solid series for them. Reds really been falling off. Chase DeLauter went yard. Big Kyle Manzardo with 2 big flies, and the young kids, Brian Rocchio and Angel Martinez, joined in the home run party before. Thought he wasn't going to be mentioned. Jose Ramirez with the dagger with the home run in the 8th inning. A rough night for the Reds pitchers in Cleveland. They were definitely missing the nasty boys last night right now. Far cry from that. Next rivalry series, St. Louis Cardinals got the better of the Kansas City Royals in the Interstate 70 series. Some close games. Royals were able to take last night's game 2-0 with a great start by Steven Kolek. Not lights out, but very solid 6 innings for Mr. Kolek. Salvador Perez with all the scoring with the sac fly and a big fly in the 7th, and a big fly, his 7th on the year. So his power's starting to tick back up again. It wasn't a great start at the plate for Sally. Man, he feels like he's been in the league for 20 years, and he's got the numbers to show that he can hit. Down in the Lone Star State, the Astros winning the series against the Texas Rangers, taking Friday and Saturday night's game. But the Rangers dominated last night, 8-0 in a pretty serious fashion. Hold on a second. Nathan Eovaldi has been nothing short of rejuvenated. Last night for the Texas Rangers, shutting down the Astros. Rangers won 8-0 to take the last game of that series. Completely rejuvenated. Nathan Eovaldi looking the best he's looked in his career in this span anyway. We're going to get through his numbers, the last few starts right now. He scattered 5 hits and 2 walks on his way to 7 shutout innings. Wow, some really good pitching performances during the weekend. He had 8 Ks. He's got at least 7 innings pitched in his last 3 starts, just 1 earned run in that span. That is unbelievable. His last 22 innings, 23 Ks, and still the 1 earned run. He's on another level right now. Not just for him, but for anybody. You cannot touch Nathan Eovaldi right now. Really interested to see what he does in his next start. If you have him starting for your fantasy team coming up, plug him in. Can't be right about everything. Got a good feeling about this one. The numbers don't lie at all. Another level for Nathan Eovaldi. Speaking of that game for the Texas Rangers over the Houston Astros in the Battle of the Lone Star State, Jake Burger, well, he was a Burger deluxe last night in that game. He had 2 hits, including a home run, 4 RBIs. Your last name's Burger, you might as well take home 4 ribeye steaks too and make it a full meal. That's a pretty tough one right there. So that kind of rounds up our rivalry series, recapping the weekend. Didn't want to take up too much time with that. It is now time for You guessed it, boxed out. These guys got absolutely slaughtered. Man, it was ugly. Hate seeing this all the time. Hopefully there will be a day where we don't have to do it because I kind of feel bad. But man, the Giants absolutely stomped out the Athletics last night in the former Battle of the Bay. Almost included that in our rivalry series here with the Battle of Missouri, Texas, and Ohio, and Pennsylvania. But it was 10-1, the San Francisco Giants over the Athletics. Huge contributions from Luis Ariz, Matt Chapman, Rafael Devers was in there, and a grand slam by Harrison Bader. Remember him on the Mets? In the 8th inning, that was the dagger. That was it. Sorry, Athletics. You got boxed out. That'll be that for that. Let's do another quick boxed out, actually, because we kind of touched on it before. We mentioned the whooping over the whole weekend the Dodgers put over the Angels in Anaheim in the Freeway Series. It was tough. It was 10-1 Dodgers on Sunday. It was an absolute schmacking. And sorry, Angels and Athletics. You know what? I think both games 10-1. You got boxed out. That's going to do it for boxed out this time. Hopefully, we don't find any of our teams on boxed out coming up. You want to try to avoid that, but got to keep you updated on who's really crushing the ball right now. And if, not doing this segment to embarrass people, but there's a game like that, you better believe we're going to talk about it here on Buzz in the Box. All right, so getting a little warm now. It's already time for our heat check. We're right before we get to our last licks here in a little bit. On this Monday, who's hot, who's not. Right now, we're going to find out who our certified dog is right now. This guy is hotter than hot. This man, he had 2 home runs last night. He had a home run the game before, helping power to his team to a victory last night. Riding a 6-game hit streak. You know we love those hit streaks here at Buzz in the Box. 5 walks, 6 hits, 5 RBIs the last 3 games. It's Gavin Sheets for the San Diego Padres. They beat the Mariners last night for a big win for them. He's officially gotten his OPS to over 900 on the year. You know he's feeling that up in San Diego. We mentioned the hitting streak. It's at 6 games right now. Not the longest we've seen, but still very impressive, especially for a man struggling and we know can hit in this league, especially after coming over from the White Sox. Last 2 games, a wild weekend, 3 home runs on the weekend. Gavin Sheets, congrats. You, our certified dog. Congratulations, Gavin Sheets. Well, we did that. We found out who the certified dog is. Gavin Sheets, congratulations to you, my brother. But now we got to talk about who's cold, who's dragging the mood down, who forgot to bring the cups, the plates, whatever the party needed to be a big thing. We got the burgers and hot dogs. We don't have anything to put them on. They forgot it. They're sucking the energy out of the room. Not so much that, but somebody that we really want to pick it up. We're going to, we cut back from some slack if it's a younger guy, but sorry. And when it comes to Buzz in the Box and finding out who our buzzkill is, I don't want to say nobody's safe, but hey, it will even be a Mets player one day. I'm not looking forward to that. We have a young right fielder for our buzzkill, still trying to find his footing in the major leagues. So we'll cut him that slack. Huge prospect coming up, highly touted as a big above average contact guy, still finding his footing, is the young right fielder. As I said, it's his second year. Just 1 hit in the last 22 at-bats is tough. If anybody hits that stretch, just know you're in danger of finding yourself as our buzzkill. 1 hit in the 22 at-bats. His last extra base hit was May 2nd. So let that sink in for a second. I'm sorry, it's Cam Smith for the Houston Astros. He's played about every game. They're running him out there, so they believe in him. I do too. This isn't going to last. But the 196 average needs to come up. I think he hit just under 240 last year, so not averaging a great hitting average for the majors against the major league pitching so far. The on-base percentage under 300 is tough. I hate to see that. So for Cam Smith, no hits your last 22 at-bats. Forever and a day since the last extra base hit. He's not an extra base hit guy, but when he's getting his contact, he hits his doubles. And, he has 4 home runs early this year. It's just been who knows when, at least since May 2nd, since he's had one. I don't even think his last extra base hit was a home run. Not that we're counting on him to do 50 of those, but we're just really rooting for Cam Smith to rally back. It's been a really tough last couple of weeks for Cam Smith, so we don't want to see him back on our buzzkills again, but I'm sorry. Well, Cam Smith of the Houston Astros, you are our buzzkill. Really interested to see if he bounces back. Remember, these are human beings at the end of the day. We try to say keep it positive, keep it professional, but it is what it is, and them's the breaks. Cam Smith, you are our buzzkill. All right. We're going to get into our last licks now in a bit and finish up the news. So a couple of injury things for you, saving the best for last. Here is the Mets win the Subway Series against the Yankees. It was a good start, a really good start for the Bronx Bombers in Citi Field as Uncle Ben Rice, crushed his 15th home run of the season. Very impressive. It was 5-1 Yankees. I was ready to turn it off in the 5th inning. Let me know if you get tempted to do that every once in a while. Rage quitting the MLB since 1990. The Mets were on the ropes, were the Amazings, until they did something that they hadn't done for about 2 years, which was win a game after trailing after 8 innings. So basically the Mets are losing in the 9th inning, beat the traffic. You could call it an early night. Not anymore. It's the Amazings, baby. You can never count out the Kings of Queens. It was made possible by a 3-run shot by Tyrone Taylor, his 3rd of the year, his first off of a right-hander, so that's huge for him. Mets winning the game, first time trailing. I think they were like 0-92 in that stretch of trailing in the 9th inning and not winning games. Haven't exactly been the comeback kids have the Mets, but against the New York Yankees, who are kind of been struggling, they were able to make it happen. Can't think of a better time and place for it to happen than to clinch the first Subway Series of the year. Carson Bench in the 10th inning solidified it with a chopper over the pitcher's head, which scored Marcus Semien to win the game as 2 Yankees infielders collided instead of throwing to home. That helped out a lot. By hook or by crook, baby. Of course, burying the lead, mentioning the 3-run shot by the amazing Tyrone Taylor off all-star closer David Bednar to help power the Metsies to victory. Taylor's first home run off the season off of a righty. The Mets won 7-6 in 10 innings thanks to Carson Bench and Tyrone Taylor. The Mets win. Texas Rangers placed, getting into our last licks now, bad news here. Texas Rangers placed Corey Seager on the 10-day IL with back inflammation, maybe responsible for some of his bad play. I think he had the 0-for-22 streaks. We had him on buzzkill, so hoping for Corey Seager to get back sooner than later and start hitting again. I think he will. The Braves activating 5-time All-Star Ronald Acuna off the IL. So going so long into the season without the Braves losing a series, and they're getting Ronald Acuna back now, watch out for the Braves. And if he stays healthy, he is going to be a problem. Garrett Cole could, not a guarantee, is hoping, say the Yankees, is Garrett Cole hoping to return to the mound for their next homestand. Not sure about the workload right off the rip for him, but we're going to keep an eye on Garrett Cole possibly pitching in the major leagues very soon after a bunch of rehab starts. They all haven't gone great, but he's throwing the ball and he feels okay, and that's kind of all they want from him right now. He's no spring chicken, so let's hope he's not just back for a game. Always good to have Garrett Cole back. We mentioned the Padres winning big over the Mariners last night thanks to our certified dog, Gavin Sheets. Also wanted to mention, didn't want to hit a foul ball on this and forget it, Lucas Giolito's debut start. It was his start for the Padres. Not a quality start. It was 5 innings. I think he just allowed the 3 runs. He wasn't dominating, but it was solid. First outing of the year for him, soon after signing for the Padres against a good Mariners team. So let's see if he can build on that. We're gonna keep an eye on Lucas Giolito starting his comeback with the Padres after not being on a team in spring training and just up until recently. We're going to hit you with some live score updates now before we get out of here. We already have quite a bit of games underway for you. We already mentioned we got the Phillies and Reds going on right now. It's 4-3 Mets in the bottom of the 6th in our nation's capital currently. I have that on for you right here. It's the top of the 8th in Philadelphia. It's Cincinnati 3, Philadelphia 3. Tampa Bay continues to stay hot, especially against the AL East. They're up on the Baltimore Orioles 12-4 right now. Boston Red Sox currently shutting out the Kansas City Royals 2-0 in 6. You're not going to believe this. Miami Marlins 12-0 over those Atlanta Braves right now in the bottom 5th. Jeez, who blew up for Atlanta? We got the Toronto Blue Jays over the Bombers right now, 4-3. That's bottom 5. It'll be a tough stretch for the Yankees if they lose that one. Let's see if they can come back. Cleveland Guardians 4-1 over the Detroit Tigers, top 5. And it's 3-0 Twinkies over the Houston Astros in the top of the 5th right now. And we got some later games coming at you too. It's 4-0 Brewers over the Cubbies in the Windy City, top 4 right now. We just want to ask if you can please take a second before you head back into the clubhouse, like this video, subscribe to the channel, please share this if you like. We really appreciate any and all support. It means more than you know. We got nothing to hide and everything to gain with you on our side. Thanks for being along for the ride. It's really been a great episode with you here today. We're going to cover even more stuff during the week here on YouTube. We have the link to our TikTok page on our channel if that's your thing. Stay tuned for our TikTok and our YouTube shorts throughout the week for our buzz balls, our home run calls, anything you want to hear about. If you have a request for a team or an episode, we'd love to get into it and chat about it. If we didn't mention a team, player, fantasy aspect you want to talk about, we can't get into everything every time. We're going to do our best for you. Let us know in the comments. We'll give you a shout out and we'd love to talk about it next. And let us know also in the comments who your favorite rivalry is, who you like to watch, whether it's past or present, or one that's kind of cooking up now that is heating up in the future a little bit. I know some rivalries aren't always geographical, but sometimes they just form organically. We will love to see that here at Buzz in the Box. So please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You'll stay up to date with our TikTok and our YouTube shorts with, of course, injury news, big on prospects, call ups, send downs, who's rising, who's falling through those fantasy rankings. Some guys you can sell high, buy low on. That's always at the forefront in fantasy. And any other news or team, anything important you feel like we didn't cover or you want to hear us cover in an upcoming video, just let us know. Thank you so much for being here. I have had an absolute blast. And I'm your host, Mauro Bazzario, here with everybody at Buzz in the Box. Thank you so much. We're going to have another video this week. Catch you next time.